Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Warner with Olympia Circuits, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about a new way we've created to learn Arduino and do programming of Arduino over the browser and the internet. So Olympia Circuits has a product called the Arduino. It's a little beginner kit on a board. So it's like all the circuits you'd have in a beginner kit, but they're all connected and configured so that they'll work properly. So that when you're learning how to do Arduino programming, you don't have to worry about the hardware being incorrect and the circuit being wired up wrong. That part will work, and you can focus on the code. When we developed this board, we also came up with a book so that you would have plenty of example sketches to work with, so you could learn a wide range of techniques and programming techniques and different circuits you can use with Arduino without having to surf around the internet, spend late nights trying to find good examples and that sort of thing. So it's been well received. It's very easy to use. It's got intros to programming and so on. But we wanted to make it available electronically, and so we originally were just going to make a PDF and make it available and so on, but we've been working with the folks at Codebender who have an online programming interface, and so we developed a different strategy that basically is an online book that has a text and a programming IDE development environment in one web page, so that you can do the programming and read the text and the explanation of the programming all from one space in your browser and not have to switch back and forth. So once again, I'm Kevin Warner. Peter Gould's co-owner of Olympia Circuits and integral to the book and the Arduino. So the traditional way with Arduino is you install the IDE from a download and install the drivers, write sketches, upload, and so on, which works pretty well, but if you use multiple computers and if you're just beginning, there can be a challenge getting the right versions and maintaining all that, and also getting the right libraries to use and so on. It's a good, simple system, but for beginners to have everything in one space would make it a little easier. So we wanted something a little more engaging that took some of the positive attributes of a physical book, having the code examples and the text, explaining them in one spot and moving that online and making it easy to access, not a big download or anything like that. To do that, we took advantage of Codebender, like I said, and Codebender's nice because they maintain the programming environment, keep it up to date, and have libraries and easy ways to share code without having to do all that on each PC you use. So here's a little bit, like I said, about the Arduino board and why we decided to do this. So these are the steps we went through. We thought about just a plain ebook and then a web page where you'd copy and paste the code like you would from a typical tutorial page, paste it over to the Arduino IDE and so on. There's a lot of copy and pasting going on, and we think that many students, especially younger students, will be confused by all the copying and pasting and loading of sketches. So basically we had the text, of course, electronically. It all got copied over by an intern who was in the audience. And then we took Codebender and installed pieces of their code onto each website with the sketches embedded, integrated with the text. And it just really allows for more focus on what we're trying to do in each sketch. So if my Wi-Fi luck is any better. So this is a example of the web page. we've got a little description of the sketch, and then right here is the Codebender window. Basically looks just like an Arduino screen. It'll allow you to download this sketch as a file that you could use in the Arduino interface or edit somewhere else. You can select a sketch which selects all the text for copy and paste functionality, or you can run it on the Arduino, which is basically upload. And then right below that then is the explanation of what's going on with each part of the sketch. So you can then see why the program is doing what you see. So it looks like it's trying to upload, and it just went from a RGB fade to a LED chase, so right from the browser, not having to open up the IDE. And then we have same sort of thing. This has a sketch, defines the RGB LED, and just with the click of the mouse. And this is basically hitting the Codebender website, compiling, and then being loaded through the serial port to the Arduino. So you do need internet access, but it's a very low bandwidth and pretty robust, as you can see. The types of circuits that in our case we're doing, we have LED examples, some basic hello world and serial interface, games, and practice with the serial monitor. Analog examples of potentiometer. Sound. This is we use a piezo as both an input and an output, so it will read the voltage as you tap the piezo sensor, and then feed that back as a metronome or as a rhythm. Light sensing. An I2C, this has an I2C temperature sensor, so you can learn the concepts of doing I2C serial communication, which is important. And then some specifics to the 30U24, which is like the chip that's on the Arduino Leonardo that does keyboard and mouse emulation. So these are screenshots that were my backup plan. And that's it. So do we have any questions about how we're integrating the book and the internet? The Codebender. He's asking if there's a way to use a local server for Codebender. I don't think at this time there is. They're in rapid development phase, and so they don't have a stable build any one day, I think. So, but so that's the way it stands right now, because they're trying to keep it up to date and maintain it. Okay, so he asked how the browser interacts with the USB. There's a driver that you install, and well, no, the Arduino drivers are standard drivers, and then there's an add-in for the browser that that talks to the serial port. Yeah, it's browser agnostic as far as I know. I've used it on Excel or Explorer, Chrome, and Firefox, and I don't know if I know it'll work on a Mac. I don't think I've personally done it though. Is there a way to program it wirelessly? Yes. Yes. So with like a Spark or Vasilis has used another technology. I can't remember how he's doing wireless, but basically having some sort of a wireless bridge either, especially if it's a Wi-Fi bridge, you can basically just hit it directly. Yes, you should be able to program it using your iPhone. That's a good point. Yeah, because it's browser-based, so then it shouldn't matter. If you have something there that basically acts as a bridge between the internet and the Arduino, yes. And I haven't done that, but I know that the Codebender guys have done that, where they basically have just a device not connected to anything, and they're able to hit it over the internet. Right. Yeah, and that might be a technique for programming with a tablet that I hadn't thought of, because I've been wanting to program with a tablet but haven't come up with a way. Any other questions? Thoughts? Anything I missed, Peter? Oh, what's the connection between Olympia Circuits and Codebender? We just use their service basically. So we just work with them to integrate it, but it's available for other users as well. So there's not a business connection or anything like that. Yeah, it was just a way for us to get our book online, and Codebender has been very helpful to explain to us how we could do it with their product. All right, thank you. Have a good afternoon.